We are live in YouTube. Just waiting for Twitch as
YouTube.
always. Waiting
Okay.
for Twitch as always. The last guys to pick up. But yeah. Wanna do the honors?
Yeah, actually, let's see here. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Reboot Robot. I'm Carlos Charlie, and I'm here with Shanky Day once again. How's it going, buddy?
Oh man, what's up? Yeah, I'm doing fine. Doing cool. It's been a lazy weekend. We are ramping down. It's that time of the season where there is nothing new when it comes to game releases. So just chilling out for next month. That's going to be crazy.
Nice, dude. Yeah, and also, of course, usually we do news of the week for gaming or anything pop culture, but usually we do it on Saturdays. But today we figured to do it on Sunday. I wasn't really feeling too good this Saturday, so we kind of felt, to hold off another day, and also just in case if any hardcore news pops up on Saturday as well. So now that we are here, let's see, what do we have first on our list? Actually, the PS5 Teardown. Now, this has been everywhere. I mean, this video has been reviewed by Digital Foundry and all kinds of people that are just either judging it or praising it, dude. I mean, what did you think about this PS5 teardown?
Actually, just before we jump into that, um, there is one thing. Okay, I told you watch the video because I wanted to show you this game. I wanted to show this game to whoever watches.
Is it Shan Juan? Is that how you spell it? Shan Juan?
Yeah, San Juan.
Sure.
San Juan de Dios.
Okay. That's what I was say, dude. St. Johnny's up in here. Nice, dude. Yeah, I see it.
Right.
I see the feed.
All right. So, okay, let me just give you a brief. This is what I'm going to be playing in the background in the meantime. Let me give you a brief of what this game is about. This game is like an action RPG series, a Chinese action RPG series that has been ongoing since like 1990, I think. And
Really?
but yeah,
Wow.
but since it's a Chinese game, nobody's heard about it. So I think this is the first one that is actually being localized and translated into English. But it is extremely badass. I figure you watch the video reveal of this Son Wukong game they announced like a month and a half ago. Do you remember that?
I don't think so, man.
All
I
right,
don't. Maybe if I see some gameplay, maybe, but that name, I don't think so.
All right, I'm going to select DC just because I'm going to be talking and playing at the same time.
Yeah, of course, that's fine.
All right, but okay, there was this video. Video reveal of this game called Black Myth Son Wukong, which is like the is the what's it called it is one of Chinese most recognized novels. Is the novel is based on I mean Dragon Ball is based on that novel and everything like Chinese is based on that, right? But
okay.
Everybody was very impressed with the gameplay reveal. With the gameplay reveal.
Yeah.
This game this is not the game, but I'm pretty sure this game is a template for that other game because you will see in a moment once the game kicks in. It is incredibly bad. As I was telling you just before we started, this jumped from like being totally off my radar to become one of my most anticipated games. And it's releasing on Steam in a couple of weeks. It doesn't have exactly what day, but it's releasing soon. And I played the demo a couple days ago, and I immediately thought this is a special game. This is not like a pure run of the meal game, but you'll see, it's really good. Anyways, that's what we are going to be playing today. So I'm sorry I was planning to do like a horror game, but I think this is way more
for
important.
October.
Yeah,
I will make it up to him next time. You know what? Next time how about next time I will play Outlast. Meanwhile, we talk for Shocktober for October season.
That sounds badass. That sounds
awesome.
Cool.
Okay, we'll do that.
All right.
Sounds good, man.
And yeah, all right. So that's what we will be playing today on the background. In the meantime, okay. Now let's go back to the teardown video. Sorry for that.
The teardown video.
All right. So,
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of, like I was saying before, I've seen a lot of people, a lot of hardcore people who deal with hardware, software, whatever, judging. Some people are praising it, some people are not. It just all depends on their, point of view, and also how the hardware can affect or the performance or whatnot. But all in all, I mean, I'm actually kind of impressed with the teardown. I mean, what do you think?
Okay. I am. It is. It is impressive because something we know. Sony's engineering is top notch. They're probably like
Different. It's different, that's for sure.
Yeah, but they are one, if not the best, hardware manufacturer on the world,
Yeah,
and
of
that's
course.
an indisputable fact. So it is. It was to me. It was now the design of the console makes sense. Why the console is so large.
Yep.
There were some things that I wasn't expecting. There were some corners that they cut. I noticed things that they chipped down a little bit. But there were some other things that I was like, dude, are they really doing this? Like, for example, before we go to like the big elephant in the room, I mean the two big elephants in the room. First,
or the two big fans, you mean, or the big fan in the room?
that's one of the things actually they cut corners on. Because if you notice, they don't have one fan for each side. They don't have like an intake. They have a massive fan on top, and that's doing everything. That's doing the intake and the outtake and sucking in and pulling that air out, which is actually.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, which is actually very ingenious. When I put together my PC, and I think I told you about that when you came down here. I had almost to take like an engineering class to understand how airflows work to make sure that everything cooled down. So it is really complicated, and getting it with working with one fan, it's again like only some crazy nuts. The same, like we can say the same for the Xbox, because the Xbox also is doing everything with just one fan. But
and also it seems like they really invested a lot in the cooling aspect of this console. Heard they've been like testing out this concept ever since like 2016, 2017 or something like that. And also they made the fan big, so supposedly it'll make less noise or no noise at all compared to a small fan, which if it starts, how do you say, it starts burning out or gets dirty, you start hearing, the noise of the fan. So I mean, that's kind of a thing to take on too.
The thing about the fan size is the larger the blades of the fan, and the larger the diameter of the fan, the less RPMs you need to push air. But it is not like it's not like just about putting a massive fan, because there is always you need to balance it out. But that fan, the thing is, it needs to spin less, thus it will buzz less, so it will make less noise. So a bunch of small fans will make more noise than big fan.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
So that's one of the things they did. But also the first big elephant in the room, and this is like the massive elephant in the room. The reason why the PlayStation is so massive, and this is one of the things that I was surprised, because it's very expensive. There's a freaking the heatsink that they install into the.
It looks like a small convention center, dude. like buildings together. Have you noticed that? That looks crazy.
Yeah. It is massive, man. It's crazy how big that shit is. It's crazy how big that shit is. But the thing is, that means for people who don't know, the heatsink is the metal plate they showed at the end. What you want to then what you want that thing, what it does, it takes all the heat from the components, and it, let's say in layman terms, it absorbs the heat, and then the fan and the air being pushed by the fan and being like sucked by the fan cools that down, because it's easier to cool that down, and also you spread evenly all the heat around that piece of metal. So and that's what the fan is actually cooling. The fan is not cooling the CPU itself or the GPU or the SSDs, because the SSDs also get crazily hot. but the fans call them like that. That's what it's called a heatsink, because it takes all the heat from the components and then it's cooled down by the air. So the biggest the heatsink, the more surface area that you have to like transmit all that heat. So the easier or the better or the colder you get your components very much. So, but the thing is, that thing has a massive plate made of copper, and copper is extremely expensive. Everything else seems to be made of aluminum,
Yeah.
and I don't think it's pure copper. I don't think you can make those many consoles of pure copper anymore. But yeah, it is. That shit is not cheap. I can guarantee that.
And for the price that we're getting it for, I mean, you think about it. And also, you know, the hard drive and specs that we talked about last time. So I was like, you know what, man? So they are losing money on each console, obviously, which, you know.
And that's the thing that I was mentioning last time, or the thing that people are not especially like people who are like PC only gamers are like keep complaining about, even console gamers. I also seen them doing the same. They keep complaining about like, oh, we aren't seeing like these massive upgrades and whatnot. But the thing is, what you're getting, the performance and the components that you're getting on two $600 machines is $500 machines is freaking impressive. I mean, I won't expect it to perform the same as my computer, but what we are getting already, that's for the price is unbeatable. It's
not bad, right? Yeah. I'm glad you're pointing that out.
You cannot put a computer together with that same performance for that price. And
no. And these are custom parts made exactly for the console. You know what I'm saying? These are like custom parts in order to make it, you know, can be intact too. So it's kind of special in a way.
The other thing that is that actually kind of like surprised me, that I found really like surprising. And this is, to me, this is the most critical point, is that they are using liquid metal to interface between the CPU and the heatsink. So okay, I'm gonna get again a little bit technical on this, just to explain why this is so important. It is not a cheap solution. Liquid metal, it is not a cheap solution, and it is something that only like the biggest, most crazy enthusiast would use, because it is incredibly dangerous. So to me, the thing that I'm the most concerned about now, and this is something that they mentioned, that they've been working 2 years to develop the solution for the liquid metal, is that thing is extremely corrosive, and is, of course, it's metal, so it's a really good electric conductor. What does that mean? That means that if you if it leaks from that little chamber they built, and it touches anything on the boards, it's gonna fry you. You're gonna have a dead PlayStation 5. So I am seeing a lot of that people, all of those guys who like to just open up the PlayStation because they read somewhere on Reddit that you can like change the thermal paste, whatever, opening them up, having no knowledge on how to handle that, and killing their PlayStation 5s. So yeah, it is to me that's the thing that is surprising, because it's not a cheap solution. The R&D for that chamber, because if you notice, it has like a little pool, and it has like an absorbing material around it. I'm pretty sure that solution didn't come cheap. It was probably one of the most expensive things that they have to do for the cooling system engineering, and it's really ingenious. But I am concerned that a lot of PlayStation 5 will die if you like drop them, or you like just move them around, or if you want to service them yourself, which I don't see the point why, because I don't see that console having the same problems as the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. Because even for dusting it off, they build like vacuum chambers to dust them off, and that's also like some crazy stuff. Yeah, I see a lot of people killing their PlayStation 5s trying to replace, quote unquote, the liquid metal, and just frying the CPUs. So before I
So
get
you're
into the
saying
technical
that?
stuff of that, yeah, go for it. Go.
Uh huh. When
Now,
you say liquid metal, so when you say liquid metal, I'm thinking like, so you're saying that this is the same technology that the T1000 from the Terminator is from, dude.
it,
So,
it,
so you get the liquid metal on the floor, it turns to the T1000, dude, to that cop. Whatever. I hear
yeah,
liquid metal, I always think of that movie.
it's going to rise up and kill the owners.
Okay,
Um,
thank you. Yeah, I know.
yeah, I don't remember exactly what metal alloy they are using for this, but
Uh-huh.
but what it does, it is a liquid that I mean a metal that
Yeah.
stays on liquid form at a very low temperatures. It is not
Uh-huh.
mercury. If not, they wouldn't let them release. Mercury is poisonous. So although
Yeah, it
this
is.
is not
That's
safe,
just completely dangerous. Yeah.
yeah. The thing is, this is also not safe. If you open it and you touch the liquid metal, you're gonna get metal poison. So yeah, don't.
That's very
Again,
risky, man. I wonder why they took that route, even though they know the risks and how dangerous this liquid is supposedly. It's like
yeah.
hope they really know what they're doing.
I'm
They would know
actually
what they're doing. Otherwise, this console wouldn't sell.
I'm actually going though. The only thing is I want to
Yeah.
stress out. I want to stress. I want to do my part here, and I want to stress out that this is not a consumer serviceable part. If you need for some reason, uh, do some maintenance to your PlayStation CPU, there's no need for you. There's no need for you to replace the liquid metal because
Mhm.
that thing doesn't dry up, doesn't solidify. Even if
Mhm.
if it solidifies, it doesn't matter because it will bond the CPU and the heatsink, so it
Mhm.
doesn't matter. But the thing is, actually, that is not new. Some people, some as I mentioned, some crazy PC gamer enthusiasts already use on their PCs, and also it's
Oh yeah.
what Apple has been using that in a while, and also I think Razer and Xiaomi have been using that in a
Mhm.
while on their phones. They already have liquid metal parts. I think the iPhones use them to bind the SIM cards and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
some other phones like the Razers, they use them to keep the CPU cool because those phones are built for performance. So it is
Yeah.
safe enough that you can have it on your cell phone in your pocket as long as you don't puncture it or you don't like go and touch it or change anything. So it
Or
is not
heat
that
it,
dangerous.
or do whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just about just don't open it. There is no reason for you
Just don't
to
touch
go
it.
service it.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Just don't
exactly.
touch it. Yeah. That's what
And
you're
the
saying.
thing
Good.
and the reason why they use it is because it's the best solution to interface between the CPU and the heatsink.
Right.
So that means that the level of heat that the heatsink will absorb from the CPU is gonna be the most efficient possible that we can get right now.
Mhm.
We can do right now. So that means that the CPU and the GPU are going to be running colder, which is
Right.
necessary because Zen 2 CPUs are
Oh
extremely
my
hot.
god. Yeah.
And
It
I think
does. Yeah.
and I think you noticed that when we turned on the computer that day, that my room got really hot really fast.
Man,
So
that thing was like a heat tunnel, man. I mean, these things, the way they interact and the circuits, how they connect, it creates heat. That's just how it is, man. And
mhm.
they need to. I'm glad they a lot on this cool down, architecture because, I mean, I always think about the Red Ring of Death, when I think about an
Mhm.
overheating system because that was like a huge deal back when the 360 came out. I think I had two consoles that had the Red Ring of Death, and it was due to the fact that the board would burn. It would overheat. It would just burn out. The graphic card would burn out, and that was like a horrible experience. So I'm glad that after that, like every console, I haven't heard of any burnouts for anything. And now they're investing and also doing better architecture on cooling it down. So I'm glad to hear that. I'm really
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Sony and Microsoft are concerned about that too. Which
yeah.
just as a little side note, one of the things you hear a lot of people being like, "Oh, they always the first consoles are like they're gonna have like are gonna break down whatever."
Issues.
Uh,
Yeah.
Like
I hear that all the time.
early adopters are gonna get like messed up consoles. That's a fallacy and that's a myth that was perpetrated by the
Yeah.
360. But the thing is, I had a
Yep.
PlayStation 3, I had PS4, I had a Nintendo Switch Gen 1, I had an Xbox Gen 1. They all work fine. The PlayStation 3 died on me, but it wasn't because it overheated. It was because another thing, which was a power surge that killed my power supply. Uh, and that I had already placed it a long time ago, so I don't know whatever happened to that PlayStation. But
Huh?
the thing is, being scared about being an early adopter because all the bugs, quote unquote, and because the components are gonna die out soon is just a lot of BS. Honestly, this has no fundamentals, and it's not. Companies will not, especially Microsoft, will not dare to release another ring of death
A
console.
burnout console, dude. That would kill them. Right now, I mean, right
Mhm.
now, they're at, the steps that are taking. It's perfect. I mean, the way they had the console, how the console built, the Bethesda thing, and it's like they're pulling all the right steps, and also how they're giving consoles and doing the embargo, just letting out information little by little. Right now, what they're doing is I'm hyped for the console. I'm even more hyped about it, and it seems like they want to do this perfect without errors, and like that, throwing a console out there that's gonna burn out on you and be like the Red Ring, and be like, damn, that'd be so murderous to their name right now. So I think they're playing it really cool right now. So I'm kind of glad for them.
Which actually it perfectly segues to a couple topics afterwards. Let's just
Mhm.
jump one point onward and then we come back to talk
Yeah.
about backwards compatibility, which is uh, uh, people saying or blowing out of proportion that the Xbox Series X is burning down and running really hot. Do you see this?
Yeah,
Do you see that?
I've seen it, dude. Yeah, I've seen them. Actually, I was one of the first to see that podcast that they did, but that podcast was taken down, dude. And yeah, and the only way you can see that video is if somebody else is talking about it, because a lot of people have recorded it. But some dude named Jeff Bacalar, something like that. I mean, I saw the video, and he had the hard drive, the mini hard drive in his hand, and he's like, "Ooh, he said it was toasty. It did not say that it burned him. It said that it was toasty, and the fact that it was weird because the console was on standby, and once people heard that, it was like, oh my god, like the console is on fire, or you can't hold it because it's going to burn your hand. They took it way out of proportion because we know that everything mechanical here uses energy, circuitry,
Yeah.
connections, whatever, and it gets warm. I mean,
Mhm.
that's no doubt about that. The guy was like, oh, like I think he was just goofing around. I mean, it didn't really burn his hand, gave him like second-degree burns. No, dude, come on.
And
And plus, I mean, it just the fact that they took the video down because they're like either Microsoft told them to take them down or they knew that fuck, we kind of took it out of proportion then. But what were you saying?
I think they did it out of principle because yeah, people blow
Yeah.
that shit out of proportion because
Oh my god. Yeah.
that's how fanboys are.
I
But the
did.
thing is,
Yeah. Yeah.
you actually hit the nail on the head because electronics are supposed to hit. Energy
All
is
right,
is
heat, dude.
is
Me
is
and you
heat.
know that. Yeah,
Yeah.
me and you know that. Me and you love electronics, dude. We all know that if something is running, it'll create heat. I mean, that's just how it is.
In fact, let me put it this way:
Yeah.
if the console wasn't blowing up warm air or hot air, I would be scared. I
Yeah.
would
Right.
I would
That's very
think I
true.
would think it is not pulling down the components inside, and I will actually be afraid of a molten down CPU or PCB. So it is supposed to do that. Actually, the whole design of the Xbox Series X, and that actually kind of blows my mind a little bit because it makes me think, it makes me understand how
Mhm.
efficient it is at blowing air. If you can actually feel the heat that is it feels a little bit uncomfortable, that means that it's pulling out the hot air the way it's supposed to, and it's actually more
Yeah.
efficient than what I thought. Uh,
Exactly.
but
Exactly.
actually you don't need to take my word. Just go play. Turn your PlayStation 3 on. Don't even go with a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One X or whatever,
Hmm.
and just try to put your hand on the exhaust openings on the back, and you'll see feel toasty too. It will feel toasty because that's the
In
way it's supposed
in a
to
matter
be.
of minutes, right? In a matter of minutes, dude, because it
Yeah.
generates heat in the quickness, dude. Whatever you're doing. So I mean, yeah,
In fact,
I'm right, and exactly like you said.
in fact, just put the hand below your fridge, and you will see that it's toasted too because they are electronics. They're pulling out energy, and energy is
Yep.
hot. So
Hmm.
yeah, people just being dumb fanboys. So it is fine. I don't think Xbox are going to burn down. And I
No.
actually think the solution they went with, the engineering solution, is fine and is good and is working the way it's supposed to.
Hmm.
And that's why it looks like a wind tunnel because that's what it is. It is a wind tunnel, pretty much. So it is
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
what it's supposed to. All right. Anything else that you want to add there? Because I think people smarter than us have already debunked that. So
Yeah, they debunked it, and I mean, even though when I heard that, I know it's not true, so that didn't scare me. So yeah, pretty much it got debunked, and I can't wait for the system to come out. So yeah, good.
all right, all right. Okay, so now okay, let's go back one topic that we skipped. The backwards compatibility. It was detailed by Sony this week, and
Yeah,
and my thoughts. It works pretty much the way I thought it would. It seems
yeah,
very straightforward. Doesn't seem to be
pretty much.
nothing crazy. Uh,
No.
the only thing that was worthwhile to highlight is the list of games that are not compatible. I don't have the list handy
Yeah.
here, but I was of the games the games listed. It was only 10 games that are right now proven to be non-compatible.
Yeah.
About 6 or 7 of them, no, actually like 6 of them are VR games. So I
Yeah.
figure it is something related to the tracking that is not working, or whatever. The one that is kind of a shame is the
The
Voyage.
Journey, Robinson Journey.
The,
Yeah.
yeah, because that's a good VR game. It's an underrated VR game. Uh, Another one was We Sing. I figure it's something related to voice recognition that might not work on PS5.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we sing. It could be that or copyright. I don't know, dude. I mean, it could be copyrighted for the PS4, but the PS5 or the recording track, like you said, could be
yeah.
anything, dude. But I mean, but these games aren't like game breakers, like like huge games like God of War, or less than half of their library. You know, it's not really
Mhm.
a game breaker. I mean, the Joe's Diner, I kind of always wanted to play it because it was like
Uh-huh.
it was a scary game. I've seen it on my list like a few times, but like, and for cheap. But still, I could go back to my PS4 if I really want to play because I'm gonna have my PS4 here anyways. But it's like there's no like no breakers there for me at all.
Yeah, and I heard I have it. I didn't know much about that game, but I heard like it's like one of the worst games ever made. So it's not like everyone
Yeah,
is missing out or anything.
it's like an indie game, but I remember seeing it a few times and it looked kind of scary. So I was like, I'll get it. It's look cheap, but I got around to it. But I've seen it before.
There are 2 games though that I am a bit puzzled. Again, they are not like deal breakers for me, but they are a bit puzzled. I'm a bit puzzled that they don't work. Is Shadow Complex,
Oh
Shadow
yeah, Shadow
Complex Remaster,
Complex.
and
That's a good
Hitman
one.
Go. Yeah, actually both of them, Hitman Go. They're also like good games, and
Yeah,
I am really curious to know why they don't work.
yeah,
But
because Shadow Complex is a Metroidvania. Actually, I remember that being that in the 360 marketplace back in the day, but it was still a good game, right? It was a Metroidvania type of game,
yeah, yeah, it
and
is it is good. But the thing is, you can
right?
play like anywhere. Like you can play like in any device. So and probably
Yeah.
like somehow they'll make it work later on. So
Uh huh.
and again, it's not like
Maybe.
oh I'm not gonna get a PS5 because I cannot play Shadow Complex. It's like
I know, right? Right? Is that a game breaker? And also, what's it called? Hitman Go. Ain't that like on mobile? It's just like a, a strategy turn-based Hitman game, right? I remember seeing that too. Never played it though.
yeah, it actually came out on cell phones first. So That might be the reason
right?
why. Probably because it is made on a cell phone engine. Who knows? But yeah,
Yeah.
the rest are just games that honestly like it's just like 10 games that nobody knows about. So it's like whatever. I mean, Robinson the Jordan is the only one that I can think of that is worthwhile. Everything else are games like not even me, who is a hardcore VR player, knows about. So yeah, it
Yeah,
is
yeah.
not a deal breaker. The other things that they mention is the boost mode, the new PS5 boost mode, and they actually confirmed that Ghost of Tsushima is gonna have a 4K 60 frames per second mode
Yeah,
on like
dude,
straight
right on
off
the
the
first
box.
day, man. Yeah, dude, that's fucking awesome. And you know what? I beat Ghost of Tsushima. I beat it recently,
Uh-huh.
and you know what? I was at the last part, the third part, where you're in the snow and stuff like that. And I have
Yeah.
some missions left, but I just want to beat it because it was dragging. So I don't want to go through the side missions with Norio, Yudi, and the archer guy. I didn't finish their stories, but once you beat the game, uh, Yuri, whatever her name is, she gives you a report of what you haven't done.
Yeah.
I'm gonna save that for the PS5 and do those missions, boost mode. So that's what I wanted to say. Yeah,
And I
that
and I
looks
can
awesome.
and I can promise you, you will have the experience will be huge. The difference will be huge.
Yeah, yeah.
It will, and the game will be faster. It will be easier to play at 60 frames per second. I can promise you that because
Right?
uh, there's this one game that I always complain about. I played it recently on PC at 60 frames per second. Oh, I know.
Mm-hmm.
It was Metal Gear Rising. I do have
Oh God.
a written review on that. And remember, one of
Uh-huh.
my biggest complaints is that the game was like it was unnecessarily difficult because the parry
Mm-hmm.
system was tied to the same as a light attack. Remember, that was
Yeah.
one of my
Oh
biggest
yeah.
complaints.
Dude, I hated pairing in that game. Yeah, yeah, I remember
The thing is, playing it at 60 frames per second makes a huge difference. I
that.
had not a problem, and actually, I enjoyed it
Yeah, yeah.
10 times more. If I have to rewrite that, if I had to redo that written review, I would give it a much better score because it is
Uh-huh.
way much enjoyable. So I promise you, if once you go back to revisit Ghost of Tsushima at 60 frames per second, your experience will be way better. The one that I'm excited about, they haven't confirmed anything, but if they had it as part of the PS Now collection, whatever they call it,
Uh-huh.
uh, is Bloodborne. If they can make that game run at 60 frames per second with a smooth uh, frame rate, I replay it again, even though I already have every trophy, man, because the experience is just that. I just want to feel it, how it feels to play the way
Dude, you don't know. You,
it's
you don't
supposed to.
know. You don't know how many people were talking about that, and they haven't released anything. Like, because it's locked at 30, and there's nothing but mods that you could actually unlock it with mods. But they have said nothing about it. You don't know how many people are talking about that. How they want a boost mode for Bloodborne. I mean, the Bloodborne only came out with one game, and it has such a profound and dedicated fan base. Is like, part two hasn't come out yet, or has been even any news has surfaced about part two or any part two teases or anything.
The thing is, and this is actually something really easy.
Mm.
I see people complain about Sony being lazy and not doing it because like
Uh-huh.
modders can do it and whatever. The thing is,
Yeah.
and I'm not defending Sony. I'm just like trying to like offer some insight. Is that
Uh huh.
this is not something that is up to Sony necessarily. It is from software who are the
Mm.
ones who have to do it. They have to do the
Yeah.
patching because they do have the source code and all that. I don't know how the licensing work. I know the IP belongs to Sony, but the code I assume
Uh-huh.
belongs to FromSoft. So it's not like something like, you know what? I'm gonna grab your code and I'm gonna fix it for you. So if From
Yeah. Yeah.
Software doesn't want to do it, unfortunately Sony doesn't have much to say on that. But the
Uh-huh.
fix is actually really easy, quote
Uh-huh.
unquote. So they could work something out just to like unlock the frame rate. That's all they need to do. Just offer and unlock frame rate mode, and the PlayStation 5 automatically will do 4K 60 frames per second, and just like bulldoze everything else. Because the console is that much more powerful than the PlayStation Pro. So So yeah, we'll see, but I hope at least I can guarantee the 30 frames per second experience will be much smoother than what it is on PlayStation 4. That
Man, I sure
regardless.
hope so. I sure
But
hope so, dude. Because I mean, that's a classic game.
the other thing about the backwards compatibility that I'm a little puzzled about, not puzzled, but I'm a I don't know, it's weird to me, is that for
Uh huh.
PlayStation VR,
Mm-hmm.
you need to get an adapter from Sony. They will not charge for it, but you cannot buy it. It's something that they will send to you, but I don't know how that's going to work. And it seems that the
NCU.
PlayStation 5 camera will not work with the PlayStation VR. Why? I have no clue. I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know if the camera is that much more different or whatnot. But yeah, that's
Yeah,
something
because
there.
any pearls won't work on the PlayStation 5, except if you're playing a PlayStation 4 game on the PlayStation 5, you can use a PlayStation 4 controller, but you can't use a PlayStation 4 controller on a PS5 game, if that makes sense. So that is extremely weird, dude. Because I mean, I do want to still play with my VR headset, and they don't explain much on how. I don't think you could play a PS5 VR game with the PlayStation 4. Now I get all these numbers with the PS4 headset. They're gonna
Yeah,
release a new headset before they could even do that.
yeah, and about that, just not to go too far into the topic.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they will release a new PSVR headset. They might even just completely divorce it from the PlayStation and make a Quest 2 type of situation here. I am actually more excited about whatever controller solution they come up than the headset itself.
Uh
Uh,
huh. Yeah.
but um, I don't know. To me, it's not a big deal, to be honest, because I do not plan to unplug my
No.
PS4 anyways. So, but I know
Yeah.
for other
Yeah.
people will,
That's no
because
big
other people
deal.
are getting rid of the PlayStation 4s.
Yeah, plus, I mean, it's an expensive piece of hardware. I understand, but I mean, if they're going to
Mhm.
come out with the new VR, that's going to, that's going to be because you got to admit the PlayStation 4 VR. I mean, the resolution on the headset is not the best. It just
Oh
isn't.
yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
I mean, because they got to hit that 90, 120 frames per second or whatever, which is fine. I mean, I knew getting into about that, but now with the power of the PlayStation 5, they're going to come out with a new headset. The resolution is going to be better. I'm willing to buy it. I'm not going to complain about it. You know what I'm saying? And you like these
Yeah.
like the controllers. I mean, I think we saw like a schematic on how it looks like. It looks more like the what's it called
The
the
knuckles.
headset that you have now on your computer on your computer, doesn't it? Like the
Yeah.
weird circle. I don't even know. I've never played with those type of with those type of controllers before, but it looks like a modern VR that you use on your computer. So yeah, I can't
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah. And that's what where I was going to. Also, I wouldn't simp
Mhm.
for the PS4 headset because I play with an Oculus Rift S.
Oh, dude,
And dude,
yeah, such
the difference is night and day. It's not even
a
close.
it
The,
is. You probably never went. You never went back on the PlayStation 4. I mean, I bet you went
oh,
back to the
dude,
VR for like a special game that you can only play on the PlayStation. But like,
yeah,
once you play on the Oculus, you're like, because I saw when you played what's it called? What's her
Alex,
name?
Alex.
Alex. Yes, Alex. Yes, yes. On Half Life, that looked
Oh,
freaking mind blowing. I saw your whole thing. It looks
oh,
so cool, so interactive. You're picking up glass bottles and messing with the huggers or what. It looked really cool, dude.
and just pivot with that. The thing is, with Half Life Alex.
Mm.
Okay, well, with Half Life Alex, it is a game that it wouldn't work on PS4, and not because the graphical powerhouse, because that the Source Engine 2
Yeah.
is so flexible. It's so
Oh
flexible
my god.
that is
Yeah.
you can run it on a cell phone. Uh, I eventually expect to have a board of Half Life Alex on Quest 2.
Oh
So
damn.
that's not the reason why. The reason why it wouldn't work on the PS4 is because the controllers. And the thing is, and this is the thing that about VR that I will simp the most is the controllers. The way that you interact with the world is the most important piece of hardware in VR.
Man, it
So
looks so freaking cool.
after using the touch controllers, that's how you call them, the touch
Mhm.
controllers.
Yeah.
After like playing with them, going back to play with the move controllers, dude. it's dude. It's the most difficult part. And the thing is, I got Iron Man VR, which I haven't played actually. I have it installed. I haven't played it. And as you
Mhm.
mentioned, I will go back and I just to play like VR games that I can only play on PlayStation.
Yeah,
I do not get that bothered by the graphics, but the controllers. So the way
yeah, it's
they look
old.
closer to the index controllers, and I
Uh
hope they
huh.
work like that. Um,
That's what I'm talking about, the index ones, because you could like move your fingers around, right?
mhm,
With the index
yeah,
ones, kind of, or the way
yeah,
you could rotate your hand. I don't know. It looks very cool.
yeah, yeah. Even with the touch controllers, they have like a touch sensor on the button. So even if you are like
Yeah,
idly holding the controller, your fist in game will interact with it. But yeah,
really
but
cool.
the knuckles, they can track each one of your fingers individually,
Hmm.
so it does some crazy things. And for example, right now, Oculus with the Oculus Quest 2, it tracks
Hmm.
your fingers without controllers whatsoever. So they are even one step further.
Damn,
So I don't know.
technology, dude.
The only thing, and just to answer, I see that we have a question on the Facebook chat. Um,
Oh, cool.
Talking about VR. Just one thing that I want to mention about that is that, um, in my opinion, two things that Sony will do as a PS as a VR connoisseur and enthusiast. Two things that Sony
Hmm.
will do is they, especially with how well the Quest is doing, and PlayStation has a much better brand recognition than Oculus. One,
Hmm.
they will try to do a standalone headset. They will go with a knuckles-like solution. Three,
Hmm.
uh, they will do and this is the reason why I think the PlayStation 5 camera does not work with VR. They are doing inside tracking. What's inside tracking? The headset has cameras and sensors that makes it
Hmm.
autonomous, so you don't have to like place you call them lighthouses. You don't have to place
Yeah,
lighthouses around your house to track your headset. The
yeah, like little
lighthouse, quote
camera
unquote,
around the room. Yeah.
cameras, AR sensors, shit like that.
Uh huh. Yeah.
The lighthouse for the PSVR is the camera. For the Vive, I mean for the Vive and the Index is the lighthouses that they sell separately that look
Hmm.
like the speakers. Uh,
Yeah.
but with the Rift, Oculus Quest, and Oculus Quest 2, everything is done inside out, meaning that the headset tracks itself, and it works. There are people who complains and say that it's not that accurate. Honestly, I tried a lot of different VR solutions and it works. It's imperceptible in my experience. Anyways,
Nice.
I said I didn't want to go on that tangent, but we went, so whatever. All right, so that's backwards compatibility. Is pretty much what we expected. Just Joe Diner, F on chat for Joe Diner, please. Um, all right, so next one is this is actually one that you brought up. Amazon Day. So
Yeah,
what's that
man.
about? Tell us.
Oh well, I don't know if how Amazon Day works over there in Mexico, but here a lot of people are saying, even some inside sources from what YouTubers are saying. But I mean, they're take it, either take it with a grain of salt or be ready for it. But you all know that Amazon Day is coming, or Prime Day is coming. It's going to be on the 13th and 15th, and they're speculating that Sony and Microsoft are holding stock, or more like Amazon is holding stock for that special day. I mean, that'd be a perfect day to release those consoles. And meanwhile, when they release those consoles, you see what else is on sale or what other accessories you want. So if they wanted to plan this, very accordingly, I think Prime Day would be your best bet to take a look to see if there's any of your favorite, next gen consoles in stock. I mean, I would, if you haven't got, a next gen console and you're really looking to buy one, I suggest that you will be ready on that screen on Prime Day, because I mean, people are expecting that there'll be this time to release some stock, or supposedly the third wave that they're talking about. So yeah, I mean, hopefully it's true, because I mean, I really want people to get their consoles, game just either Xbox or PlayStation, and I hope that they get it. But the inventory and stuff like that, I have no idea. But that's what I'm hearing in the rumor mill. So that's something to look forward to.
And also something well important is I do believe they would have something available because it's one of the most important dates for Amazon. They've been
Yeah,
advertising
dude.
it and sending it to Prime subscribers everywhere. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
the other thing that is important is I don't think there is a problem with a stock from Sony. I
Mm-hmm.
do believe that Sony has enough consoles to
Mm-hmm.
sell to
I
everybody
hope
who
so.
wants one. The thing is
Yeah.
the shipping, the logistics to get them
Oh
to the
yeah.
retailers. I think that's what the problem is right now. But I mean, if Amazon cuts a deal with Microsoft and Sony to get them on stock, they do have the power. They have a whole logistic powerhouse behind them.
Oh man,
So
yeah, that's true.
yeah, the
I
only
hope
thing
it's true.
is the only thing if I don't know, man, is if again, if just as you said, if you want to get one console, and you have the money, I mean, get not have your finger on that F5 button on Amazon on Monday.
Yeah, dude. I mean, because it just it makes sense. It's perfect. It's the perfect time to release these consoles. It's like the Black Friday for Amazon, dude. So I mean,
Mhm.
keep your eye out for it, and I hope you get one. Whoever's out there, planning on getting one.
Yeah, good luck. But again, do your due diligence. If again, what killed the pre-orders for everybody is just not paying attention to everything. And you notice
Yeah.
even people who did, like for example, you with the Xbox had a hard time on the day. So
Oh my
yeah,
goodness, dude.
just keep an eye out, and if you have the money, if that's something you want to get,
Yeah,
take advantage.
do the footwork. Yeah, do the footwork, and listen to any outlets that are out there, and also sign up for the what's it called the email updates too. I mean, sometimes they give you more information and of when and where, but like the email notifications, I don't really like rely on them too much when it's like, oh, we have one in stock. By the time you get the email, it's like it's sold out. But it's good to get updates because sometimes they'll tell you, certain dates or stock like when they're gonna have stock and this and that. So, I mean, it's good to have information on all sides, because you never know.
And well, yeah, that's that on on Amazon having probably possibly some stock by Monday. I need to scroll down. That's why I'm putting pause on the game, and yes, I'm playing on controller because this games you
Okay.
cannot play them on mouse and keyboard. All right, so next topic is this is a big one actually, a big one, but also it shouldn't take us too much time to go over it. There's just one thing I want to mention. The PlayStation
Sure.
Store is being relaunched on October 19th. October
Yeah, dude.
19th, they're relaunching the PlayStation Store.
Uh
The
huh.
biggest changes there are some big changes actually. First of all, PlayStation 3, you will not be able to buy PlayStation 3, PlayStation Vita, and PSP games from the browser-based stores. Meaning that if you go to the website on a computer, or you go to a website on a mobile, you will not be able to browse the Vita catalog, the PlayStation 3 catalog, and the PSP catalog. You will still
Yep.
be able to browse games and buy games with the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation Vita natively. The PSP, I have no clue how you'll do it because the PSP cannot access the store anymore. I don't know if you can do it only on Vita. My biggest gripe with that is my biggest three gripes with that is one, the PlayStation 3 store sucks. The application sucks. Everybody
Oh
knows that.
God, it does. Yeah.
The store in Vita is broken. They haven't updated it in years, so it doesn't update. So whenever they release a new game on Vita, which still happens actually, every week there is at least one small indie game released in Vita. It doesn't show up on new releases. So if anyone releases anything on Vita, they're practically dead. You will not know the game has been released. And third, and this is my biggest gripe personally, you cannot use PayPal buying on Vita and the PlayStation 3 directly.
Uh, that's a big one, especially if you live in other countries too. That's a big one.
Yeah, I make my purchases from PlayStation, um, my PlayStation purchases with PayPal, so pretty much I will not be able to purchase things. And there were actually some games that I was looking forward to. I was going to buy the Fatal Frame games. I was going to buy the all the Shin Megami Tensei games for PS2 that are on PS3, and some other games that I wanted to buy for Vita especially. But
Oh
I
yeah.
guess I will not be able to, or will have to figure out some way to do it.
Damn, that sucks, dude.
There is another change, and this is something that nobody has. Well, another minor quote unquote change that might bother some, but it's not that big of a deal. Is for some others, is that the the they are phasing out the wish list feature of the store. So all the items that you have on your wish list, they're going to be taken off, and the wish list feature is just going to disappear completely. That's because I think they're going to integrate that on the PlayStation 5 directly. Again,
Maybe.
once we see the UI, that will make more sense. If that's going to happen on October 19th, can guarantee we will see the UI by October 18th or the same day, or on the 19th. That's one of the of my predictions in that case.
That
The
makes
other,
sense. That makes total sense.
yeah. So it will
Well, you know
be,
what? Actually, if you think about it, I've been playing my Xbox, and they updated the whole store feature. The store is integrated in your home menu. It looks like Netflix, dude. If I'm looking at the Xbox UI right now on my Xbox One X, so I'm guessing that's what PlayStation is doing. They're revamping it, but your menu is going to be also the PlayStation Store at the same time, maybe.
yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's going to start looking more like Netflix.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, exactly.
and also it seems that the Xbox UI is not final yet. So even the ones that YouTubers have been showing up on their previous stuff is not what it's going to look like in the end. Um,
Okay.
all right, so that's one. Another thing, and this is a huge thing, and I'm going to pause because I really want to concentrate on this. I'm sorry that you
Mm-hmm.
won't watch those beautiful graphics for a second. This is a huge thing that nobody. This is a huge thing that nobody's actually talking about. But
Uh-huh.
I brought it up with somebody else on Twitter, and we actually got like concerned slash excited.
Uh-huh.
They are discontinuing themes and avatars. They will not sell themes and avatars at all for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, Vita, PSP,
What?
and that means that the PlayStation 5 is not going to have the same customization options as the PS4. This is
That's
some
odd.
this is something that I am concerned about, and on one hand I am concerned about it because that means that if they do not offer customization options, if they offer like you cannot customize your avatars, themes, or anything whatsoever, is going to royally suck because that's going to be that has been the PlayStation experience since the PSP, and I do have a cool story about that. Actually. On the other hand, I am also excited about that because we haven't seen the creation features. Remember, they renamed the share
Yeah,
functionalities to create.
the
So
creation. Yeah.
we have not seen that yet. So if probably they are doing the complete opposite, and they are opening up the PlayStation 5 to crazy consumer customization options, making like the whole, well, probably not the entire UI, but like backgrounds, themes, background music, avatars, everything completely on control of the consumer. So like, and this is if if that's the situation, that's incredibly exciting to me because I remember on the PSP I used to make my own themes. In fact, I made a PSP theme of Silent Hill PSP theme that I don't have anymore. I don't know where the files are, and I used to make my icons and avatars and all of that. So that to me was like one of the best experiences. And I think that Charlie dropped. So we're gonna give it a second for him to join again. Don't know what happened there. And probably he run out of battery. So, hey, dude, what's up?
Hello?
Yep, what up? Get
Oh,
right.
did the call fall? I guess it did, huh?
Yeah, yeah, but you just lost like 5 seconds of something that you already know.
Oh,
Yeah, well,
okay.
I was telling the folks on the stream that I used to make my own PSP themes, and I had like
Oh, that's where you went.
the one that I remember the most fondly is a Silent Hill theme that I made. I had
Hmm.
like custom backgrounds and icons and stuff like that. So if that's what's going to happen, that's to me that's a killer app because I am a
Yeah,
customization
dude.
person. I am a person that likes to customize everything.
And the thing is,
So
when the call dropped, what I was saying is that it'd be really cool to express yourself in themes because I was just saying that going to a friend's house and then they're turning on their UI and you'd see either it's the UI is sports, anime, anything. It's kind of cool because I mean it's an expression of the gamer who they would like to see their theme of. That's very cool, man. I really like that. I hope that's what it is.
Me too. I think once we probably again on the 19th when they launch the store, we will see the UI and probably the creation tools by then. And I hope that's where
Nice.
what they are going for, because if that's
Yeah,
the
me
case,
too,
dude.
man.
But if they're taking off customization of the PS5, that's going to be I'm going to be royally pissed. So right now I'm
Yeah,
50-50.
yeah, I know. I know. I can see why you're worried. What if it's something totally stupid? But then again, I mean, what I like about the system that it's a platform. They could always add it later if there's too much. People really want it at least. But we're just gonna have to see.
And
What's up?
uh, everything. Uh,
Oh, there's some
okay,
voice issues.
yeah, the
You're
lights went up for a
breaking
second.
up,
Okay,
breaking up a bit. Oh, all right. Well, I guess
can
that's
you hear
our
me?
show.
Can you
Now
hear
I
me?
can hear you. Now I can hear you. We lost you for a bit. Now we get you. Yeah.
Uh, okay.
I think your
Okay, hold
gameplay is
on.
not on though. Did
You hear me?
not hear you?
Okay. All right, hold on. I'll explain what happened. Um,
Did the stream crash?
no, it didn't crash. There is
Oh,
always
okay.
some days about this hour for some reason. I will need to cut the video
Okay.
feed for a second. I don't have a background, so
Sure.
for that. But
Okay.
there is always a like a second that lights goes up, so everything turned off. It turned off for a moment. So it's because of the flea market. Whenever they
Oh, El Baratillo. Man, I
yeah
miss that, dude. I do miss
yeah
that.
the stream didn't go out, so that's it, I guess. Um,
Okay. Good. Good. Good.
yeah, we're
Well, at
still
least
live.
uh, at least we're
Sorry,
gonna.
eh,
Hello. I think you're still breaking up a bit. Sounds
uh,
garbled.
yeah, it's because my connection is rebooting and everything. So it's not yet for
Okay.
some reason, but it's in Astro now.
Okay.
So yeah, uh, it was aliens. They it was actually Sony. They didn't want us to talk about that, and they shut down my electricity.
So they shut us down. We're like rebel radio. We just
Like that art bell.
the government is shutting us down because of our gaming conspiracies.
Yeah, that art bell thing. Have you heard about art bell when he? Okay, hold on. Ah, you can hear some person in the background because everything turned now on, and
Uh-huh.
my home theater turned on too, and it's saying it's. Okay. So before that, yes. Okay, I'm sorry, I won't be able to show you the rest of the game. No, actually, I can still show you the rest of the game, but I gotta wait a little bit.
It looked cool though, from what I was seeing. It looked pretty cool.
All right. No, actually, I think it's safe, so we can continue from where we were. But,
actually, we could reach our last.
What?
We reached our last topic. What's it called? The one that you were talking about the EA.
No, actually, we had two more topics. I'll tell you. The funny thing is actually we got now the sound working perfectly. There cannot be one of our recordings without some technical issues. Yes. Now, actually, we have three more topics to discuss. The FIFA fiasco.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, FIFA fiasco.
Oh, that FIFA fiasco. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Do you want to do the honors on that, or do you want to talk about
FIFA? The FIFA fiasco, dude. From what I've seen on Twitter, and also from what IGN cleverly did, is that as you can see, like the FIFA games, like from depending on they come out with the new game each year, of course, every year, FIFA 2000, 2001, 2000, whatever. But it seems like now that FIFA 2020 is pretty much a cut and paste copy of the actual game with no major difference. And IGN did a trick of copy and pasting their review and giving it a lower score, which is it was extremely clever, dude. I loved it. My hats off to IGN on that. Yeah. Even though I'm not too keen on their reviews because the reviews are very I don't know, they're very random or whatnot. But this one was my favorite review actually.
Yeah. Me too. That's pretty much what I wanted to say about that topic. I mean, everybody else with other YouTube commentators have talked about it, and so all you have seen that. But yeah, my biggest takeaway from this is, well, one thing first, IGN's they made a class move, a crack move, on soccer terms. So the trolling they did was awesome. So my hats off to them.
Right.
And they do have the audience and the platform big enough to make other people notice. And this is where my biggest gripe comes. And I will try not to make it long, just really quick and easy. There's a lot of people complains about Microsoft, about EA, and they blame EA for being anti-consumer and whatnot. Honestly,
corporate,
I do put a lot of the blame onto the consumers as well, because if people keep buying the same shit, EA doesn't have any responsibility to make any changes. So if people like shit, EA will sell them shit. Why to fix something that is broken for them? So it's also the people who keeps playing FIFA. It's also your fault that they are not different, and that they keep showing microtransaction of your ass, and they just sell you the same game at $60, now $70 year after year after year because you do not demand better. So that's what it is. If you really want to get a better FIFA next year, don't buy it this year. Don't buy it the next. Demand better. You won't lose anything. Just go online and download some fan-made roster patch, whatever, they happen all the time. Or buy the game from the competition. Show them that you want them better. So a lot of it's from people's fault. I see a lot of people also blaming. Yeah, they of course have the half of the blame to share because they're a shitty company. But
Yeah,
a lot is also on the people buying their games.
whack, dude. That sucks. But yeah, like you said, maybe the consumers have to blame because I mean, if they keep on buying it, why are they going to change? You know,
Yeah, yeah,
hopefully they'll wake
exactly.
up and notice that.
Yeah, me too. I hope people wakes up and
Yeah,
um
yeah,
and put on a better